Have you ever wondered why some of the most extraordinary people often seem to walk their paths alone? It's not because they lack value or connection, it's because they're different, set apart by a purpose so profound that it requires solitude to unfold. You might have felt this way yourself, isolated, misunderstood, or out of sync with the world around you. But what if I told you this loneliness is not a curse but a divine calling? Chosen ones often face a hidden price for their unique Vanessa journey that requires them to let go of the familiar and step into the unknown. It's a path that feels isolating, yet it holds the key to unlocking abundance, prosperity, and spiritual enlightenment. In fact, even the teachings of Buddhism reveal that those who seek higher truths often find themselves walking alone for a time. But here is the twist. This solitude isn't a punishment-type's preparation. It's a sacred phase designed to help you heal, grow, and connect with your true self. Through this journey, you'll discover that the silence isn't empty. It's full of wisdom, guidance, and the potential for transformation. By the end of this exploration, you'll understand why your solitude is the foundation for the incredible life you are destined to live. So, if you've ever felt the weight of being different, keep watching. Together, we'll uncover the hidden reasons behind your isolation, the divine purpose it serves, and how it's shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the air shift, as if it suddenly acknowledged your presence? That's the kind of energy chosen ones carry. Their vibration is unique, almost magnetic, and it naturally filters out those who can't match their frequency. It's like tuning a radio. Only those on the same wavelength can connect. But this often leaves them feeling like they're speaking a language no one else understands. Their solitude isn't a choice, it's an energetic consequence. Think about how certain people seem to draw others effortlessly, yet repel negativity at the same time. That's the power of their distinct energy. It's not just charisma, it's a spiritual signature that sets them apart. Ever notice how some friendships or relationships naturally fade away? It's not rejection, it's alignment. They're like a rare melody, and not everyone can harmonize with it. This energetic uniqueness often results in a sense of loneliness. But here is a hidden beauty in that solitude. It's a sign of authenticity, of standing out in a world that often celebrates conformity. Imagine a diamond buried in a field of stone sits precious precisely because it's rare. The same goes for chosen ones. Their solitude isn't emptiness, it's a reflection of their value. A real-life example? Consider someone who's deeply attuned to their purpose, like a visionary artist or an entrepreneur with a world-changing idea. Their focus and vibration are so distinct that it can intimidate others. Steve Jobs, for instance, often seemed alone in his vision, but that solitude allowed him to create extraordinary innovations. It's a similar story for chosen ones. They walk a path that few can even see. Their energy also acts as a filter for relationships, whether personal or professional. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with certain people? Chosen ones experience this more acutely because their vibration is higher. It's why they often step back, not to push others away, but to protect their own energy. Their solitude isn't avoidance, it's preservation. Interestingly, this unique vibration also attracts those seeking healing or guidance. Think of them as a lighthouse in a storm, drawing in weary travelers. But this comes at a cost. They often give more than they receive. It's a constant balance of sharing their light while ensuring they don't burn out. They learn to embrace solitude as a way to recharge and maintain their inner wealth. Yet, this solitude isn't an end in itself. It's a phase, a preparation for something greater. When chosen ones align with their energy and understand its purpose, they unlock doors to abundance, prosperity, and profound spiritual growth. Their isolation becomes a sanctuary where they refine their essence. And as they do, they set the stage for the next step, awakening to a deeper spiritual truth. Spiritual awakening is like stepping into a world that was always there, but suddenly Everything seems sharper, deeper, and more meaningful. For chosen ones, this awakening is a turning point, a transformation that changes how they see themselves and others. It's as if a veil lifts, revealing truths that were hidden in plain sight. But here is the kicker. Not everyone experiences this shift, and that's where the disconnect begins. It's like trying to explain colors to someone who's never seen light. Imagine waking up one day and realizing the life you've been living feels hollow, like an echo of something deeper. That's the start of spiritual awakening. It can happen suddenly, life event, a loss, or even a quiet moment of reflection, and it's rarely easy. Chosen ones often feel like they're outgrowing their old selves and shedding layers of conditioning. The world they knew starts to feel foreign, even isolating, because they're no longer the same person who fit into it. This process brings heightened awareness, almost like turning up the volume on life itself. They begin to see patterns, connections, and energies that others overlook. Conversations feel different. Societal norms seem irrelevant. It's not arrogance cites alignment with a higher truth. Think about the Buddha's journey leaving behind the palace walls to discover enlightenment. It's a profound shift, but it's not without its challenges, especially when others can't understand what's happening. A practical example of this is the urge to declutter not just material possessions, but also mental and emotional baggage. Chosen ones often feel compelled to simplify, to let go of what no longer serves them. This might look like ending toxic relationships, leaving a job that stifles them, or even spending more time in nature to reconnect with their essence. These actions aren't just lifestyle changes, they're part of a deeper spiritual alignment. However, awakening often brings a sense of isolation. They crave deeper connections, but their newfound awareness can make small talk feel unbearable. Have you ever tried to discuss something meaningful, only to be met with blank stares? That's a common experience for chosen ones. It's not that they don't value relationships, it's that they're seeking depth, authenticity, and a shared understanding of the journey they're on. Yet, this isolation serves a purpose. It creates space for introspection and self-discovery, allowing chosen ones to process the shifts within them. This solitude isn't about lonely sets, about reconnection. It's in these quiet moments that they start to hear the whispers of their soul, guiding them toward their divine purpose. Meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in stillness become powerful tools for navigating this awakening. But spiritual awakening isn't just about introspection, it's also about action. As chosen ones align with their higher selves, they begin to feel called to share their insights with the world. Whether it's through teaching, creating, or simply being an example of authenticity, their journey inspires others. And while this path can feel solitary at times, it's paving the way for deeper spiritual growth and connection, a journey that continues as they embrace their sensitivity to energies around them. High sensitivity isn't just a personality trait, it's a gift, though it often doesn't feel like one at first. Chosen ones experience the world more intensely, picking up on emotions, energies, and even subtle shifts in their environment. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed tension, even if no one said a word? For highly sensitive individuals, this is their daily reality. It's like having an emotional radar that's always switched on, which can be both illuminating and exhausting. This sensitivity makes chosen ones natural empaths, capable of understanding others on a profound level. But here is the flip side. They also absorb negative vibes like a sponge. A casual argument nearby, someone's lingering frustration, or even the collective mood of a crowd can weigh on them. It's why they often need to retreat and recharge. Think of it like carrying an emotional backpack. If it gets too full, it becomes unbearable to carry. Practical strategies can make all the difference here. For instance, chosen ones benefit from grounding practices like walking barefoot on grass or spending time near water. These simple acts help release pent-up energy and restore balance. Another helpful tip: learning to say no without guilt. It's not selfish, it's essential. Protecting their energy means they can show up fully when it truly matters. High sensitivity also makes chosen ones incredibly intuitive. They often know things without being told, whether it's sensing someone's true intentions or anticipating future outcomes. This isn't magic's an attunement to the subtler layers of reality. Some call it a sixth sense, but it's really just heightened awareness. The challenge? Trusting this inner voice when logic or others' opinions try to drown it out. Relationships can be particularly tricky for highly sensitive individuals. They often feel deeply connected to those around them, but the intensity of these connections can be overwhelming. Have you ever felt drained after spending time with someone, even if they didn't mean to harm you? Chosen ones face this constantly, which is why they're so selective about their inner circle. Quality always trumps quantity in their relationships. Their sensitivity isn't limited to people, it extends to environments too. Bright lights, loud noises, or chaotic spaces can leave them feeling overstimulated. This is why chosen ones often seek out calm, serene settings that nurture their spirit. Think of a quiet forest, a peaceful beach, or even a cozy nook at home. These spaces act as sanctuaries, allowing them to recharge and recalibrate. While high sensitivity can feel like a burden, it's actually a superpower in disguise. It allows chosen ones to connect deeply, heal others, and navigate life with a unique perspective. The key is learning to manage it, setting boundaries, and embracing the gifts it brings. As they master this, they begin to understand that their sensitivity is a vital part of their spiritual journey, preparing them to embrace their authentic selves and the challenges of being misunderstood. Authenticity is a rare treasure, but for chosen ones, it often feels more like a double-edged sword. Their unapologetic honesty and unique perspectives can leave others feeling inspired or completely baffled. Imagine being fluent in a language no one else understands. That's the daily reality for chosen ones. Their authenticity isn't just about being genuine. It's about living in alignment with spiritual truths that many aren't ready to face. This authenticity often intimidates people because it shines a light on areas they might be avoiding within themselves. Have you ever met someone whose presence made you reflect deeply, even uncomfortably, on your own life? Chosen ones have this effect without even trying. Their ability to see through facades and speak truthfully can feel like a mirror that others aren't prepared to look into. Take, for example, the chosen one who challenges the status quo at work, questioning decisions that don't align with their values. While their intentions are noble, this boldness is often mistaken for arrogance or defiance. It's not easy being the person who always asks, why? But this questioning stems from a deep desire for integrity and authenticity in every area of life. Relationships, too, can be tricky terrain for chosen ones. Their authenticity often clashes with societal norms or expectations. They won't play games, hide their emotions, or settle for surface-level connections. This can lead to misunderstandings, as others might perceive their honesty as bluntness or their depth as intensity. It's not that they're difficult, it's that they refuse to compromise who they are. This disconnect can feel isolating, but it also serves as a filter. Chosen ones naturally attract those who value their authenticity and repel those who prefer comfort over growth. Think about how diamonds are formed under immense pressure. Chosen ones are similar. Their authenticity is a result of their spiritual journey, and not everyone is equipped to handle its brilliance. Humor can sometimes be their saving grace. A chosen one might joke about being too much for some people, but deep down, they know it's not about being too much, it's about others not being ready. This lighthearted approach helps soften the edges of misunderstandings while staying true to themselves. It's a reminder that authenticity doesn't have to be heavy, it can also be joyful. Over time, chosen ones learn that their authenticity is their greatest strength, even if it's often misunderstood. It's not about seeking approval or validation, it's about staying true to their essence. As they embrace this, They begin to navigate relationships and life situations with grace, knowing that their energy will naturally align with those who truly understand them. This realization leads them to examine how energy imbalances impact their connections, opening the door to the next phase of their journey. Relationships with chosen ones often carry a unique dynamic. People are naturally drawn to their light, but not everyone can reciprocate equally. It's like a moth to a flame. Their energy is magnetic, healing, and uplifting. But here is the challenge. This pull can lead to imbalances where others take more than they give. Over time, chosen ones may find themselves emotionally and spiritually drained, wondering why their connections feel so one-sided. Think of a chosen one who's always the go-to person for advice or support. They give their time, energy, and compassion freely. But when the roles reverse, help isn't always forthcoming. This isn't because people mean harm. Many are simply unaware of the depth they're drawing from. For the chosen one, though, this constant output with little input can leave them feeling used and undervalued. These imbalances are particularly noticeable in friendships and romantic relationships. Chosen ones often attract individuals seeking healing or guidance, which can unintentionally create a dynamic of giver and taker. For example, a friend might rely heavily on their advice during tough times, but vanish when the chosen one needs a listening ear. It's a cycle that, if unchecked, can foster resentment and exhaustion. Setting boundaries becomes essential, though it's easier said than done. Chosen ones might feel guilty for saying no, worrying they'll seem selfish. But here is the truth. Boundaries are a form of self-respect and self-care. A practical step? Start small. Decline an invitation when you are tired, or pause before saying yes to another request. These simple acts can reclaim energy and restore balance. This dynamic isn't limited to personal relationships. It shows up in professional ones too. Chosen ones often take on more responsibilities because they're reliable and competent, but this can lead to burnout. Imagine the coworker who's always asked to just handle it because they're good at problem solving. Without pushback, they risk becoming overwhelmed while others continue to coast. Despite these challenges, energy imbalances offer a hidden lesson. They teach chosen ones the importance of discernment, knowing who truly values them and who simply benefits from their presence. Over time, they learn to invest their energy in relationships that uplift and support them, creating a more harmonious flow of give and take. It's about choosing quality over quantity and recognizing their worth. As chosen ones navigate these dynamics, they begin to crave connections that are deeply authentic and mutually nurturing. They understand that their energy is sacred and should be shared with intention. This realization not only reshapes their relationships, but also sets the stage for their deeper desire for depth and meaning in every connection, a yearning that leads them to seek something far beyond the surface. Chosen ones have a hunger for depth that goes beyond casual conversations and surface-level interactions. Small talk about the weather or trending gossip, that's not their style. They're drawn to discussions that spark curiosity, challenge the mind, and awaken the soul. It's as if they're wired to search for meaning in everything, craving conversations that feel like soul-to-soul connections rather than fleeting exchanges. This desire often manifests in their relationships. They're not content with mere companionship. They seek partners and friends who share their vision of abundance, spirituality, and growth. Imagine someone who lights up when discussing the teachings of the Buddha or exploring how spirituality can shape wealth and prosperity. That's the kind of depth they're after, connections that nourish their spirit and inspire mutual evolution. Of course, this craving for depth can sometimes leave them feeling like they don't belong. Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt completely alone? Chosen ones often experience this, especially when surrounded by individuals who are focused on materialism or superficial pursuits. Their longing for deeper understanding makes shallow interactions feel hollow, pushing them to seek more meaningful connections. Real-life examples highlight how this plays out. A chosen one might choose to skip a party filled with loud music and small talk to spend the evening reading a transformative book, like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Or they might prefer a one-on-one coffee date where they can discuss life's big questions rather than a group outing with no real connection. It's not about being antisocial, it's about aligning with what truly matters to them. This yearning also extends to their work and purpose. They're not satisfied with just earning a paycheck. They want to contribute something meaningful to the world. Whether it's starting a business that promotes sustainability, creating art that speaks to the soul, or mentoring others on their spiritual journey, chosen ones are driven by a deep need to make a difference. Prosperity for them isn't just financial, it's about aligning wealth with purpose. The challenge, of course, lies in finding others who share this desire for depth. In a world that often values speed and convenience over substance, chosen ones might feel like their quest for meaningful connections is an uphill battle. But when they do find kindred spirits, the bond is unshakable. These relationships are rare but incredibly fulfilling, proving that quality far outweighs quantity. Over time, chosen ones realize that their desire for depth is a reflection of their inner calling. It's not just about connecting with others, it's about connecting with themselves and the divine. This pursuit of meaning leads them to embrace solitude as a tool for healing and introspection. It's in this quiet space that they begin to uncover the wisdom and strength needed to fulfill their purpose, paving the way for profound personal growth. Solitude isn't just a retreat from the world for chosen ones. It's a sacred space where deep healing takes place. Imagine pressing pause on the chaos of life and stepping into a serene haven where you can reflect, rejuvenate, and release. This isn't about lonely sets, about intentionally carving out time to mend the soul, a process that often feels more like an unfolding than a fixing. Chosen ones often carry the weight of past wounds, whether it's childhood traumas, broken relationships, or the burden of expectations. These experiences shape them, but they don't define them. Solitude provides the quiet necessary to unpack these emotions. It's like decluttering a crowded room. The more they let go, the more space they create for clarity, peace, and growth. Think of a chosen one who starts journaling during their alone time, pouring their thoughts onto paper. With each word, they unravel layers of hurt, uncovering insights that lead to profound breakthroughs. Or someone who dedicates their solitude to meditation, allowing the stillness to guide them toward emotional release. These simple practices become the foundation of their healing journey. Solitude also helps chosen ones recharge their emotional batteries. Their sensitivity to energy means they often absorb the emotions of those around them, which can be exhausting. In their alone time, they can cleanse this buildup, like stepping under a refreshing waterfall after a long day. Techniques like breathwork or mindfulness practices become their tools for resetting their energy. Tea here is also a spiritual dimension to this healing. In the quiet of solitude, chosen ones connect more deeply with their inner selves and the divine. It's as if they're tuning into a higher frequency, where the noise of the world fades and wisdom flows freely. Many find themselves reflecting on teachings from Buddhism, like embracing impermanence and finding peace in the present moment. What's remarkable is how this healing through solitude transforms their outer world. As chosen ones release old pain and align with their true selves, their energy shifts. They begin to attract abundance, prosperity, and relationships that mirror their newfound balance. It's as if the universe responds to their inner work by rearranging the external to match their elevated vibration. This journey of healing isn't linear, it's a continuous dance of stepping inward and outward. Each moment of solitude adds another layer of strength and clarity, preparing them for the next chapter. As they heal, they discover that solitude is more than just a tool. It's a gift that enables them to embrace their divine purpose fully. From this place of healing, they're ready to explore the deeper meaning of their isolation and how it aligns with their spiritual growth. For chosen ones, solitude isn't just a phase or a coincidence, it's part of a divine design. when they find themselves alone, it's easy to feel like life has placed them on pause. But in reality, this solitude is a preparation period, a sacred time to align with their higher purpose. It's like a cocoon phase, where transformation happens quietly before they emerge with renewed clarity and strength. Solitude allows chosen ones to peel back the layers of distraction that often cloud their true essence. The demands of daily life, social obligations, work stress, constant noise can pull them away from their core. In solitude, they can reconnect with who they are beneath it all. It's in this stillness that they rediscover their values, passions, and the unique gifts they're meant to share with the world. Real-life examples show how profound this purpose can be. Think of great spiritual figures like Buddha, who spent years in solitude seeking enlightenment. His retreat from the world wasn't an escape, but a deliberate act of preparation. For chosen ones, solitude serves a similar purpose, a time to deepen their spirituality, reflect on their journey, and gain insights that will guide their next steps. This divine preparation isn't just about self-discovery. It's also about refining their energy. Chosen ones are often called to elevate not just their own lives, but also the lives of those around them. Solitude helps them strengthen their inner light so they can shine brighter when they step back into the world. It's like sharpening a blade. The time spent alone enhances their ability to make an impact. During this time, chosen ones often find themselves drawn to spiritual practices that amplify their connection to the divine. They might meditate, journal, or study ancient teachings, such as Buddhism's lessons on detachment and inner peace. These practices not only nurture their soul, but also provide guidance for their mission. The more aligned they become, the more they can tap into the abundance and prosperity that flows from living with purpose. One of the most beautiful aspects of this solitude is how it reshapes their perspective on life. Challenges that once felt overwhelming begin to seem like stepping stones rather than obstacles. They develop a profound sense of trust in the universe, understanding that even their loneliness is part of a greater plan. This shift in mindset opens the door to a life filled with gratitude, fulfillment, and spiritual wealth. As chosen ones embrace this divine purpose, they start to see their solitude not as a limitation but as a gift. It's a chance to grow, heal, and prepare for what's ahead. The isolation that once felt heavy becomes a source of empowerment, enabling them to align fully with their calling. From this place of strength, they're ready to deepen their spiritual connection and step into the next phase of their journey with confidence. Solitude creates the perfect environment for chosen ones to strengthen their spiritual connection. Without the distractions of everyday life, they can tune into the quiet whispers of their soul and the guidance of a higher power. It's like finding a clear radio signal in the static. Suddenly, everything makes sense, and they can hear the wisdom that was always there, just waiting for them to listen. In this stillness, chosen ones can deepen their spiritual practices, transforming them from routines into profound experiences. Meditation becomes more than just sitting quietly, it becomes a bridge to the divine. Prayer feels less like a request and more like a conversation. Even activities like walking in nature or simply breathing mindfully can take on a sacred quality, grounding them in the present while connecting them to something greater. Many find that solitude brings clarity to questions they've been wrestling with for years. Imagine someone sitting quietly in their home, journaling about their life's purpose. Suddenly, they're flooded with a sense of direction, as if their higher self is guiding their pen. These moments of insight often lead chosen ones to align their actions with their spiritual path, unlocking new levels of abundance and prosperity. This connection also serves as a compass, helping them navigate life's challenges with grace. When the world feels overwhelming, they can return to this inner sanctuary for strength and guidance. Think of it as having a direct line to divine wisdom, a resource that allows them to rise above difficulties. Whether it's a strained relationship, financial struggle, or a moment of self-doubt. Spiritual connection isn't just about introspection. It also fuels their ability to serve others. Chosen ones often feel called to share their light, whether through teaching, creating, or simply being a source of positivity in someone's life. This sense of purpose grows stronger when they're aligned with their spirituality. It's as if their connection to the divine fuels their capacity to inspire and uplift others. Even the teachings of Buddhism emphasize the importance of solitude in achieving spiritual clarity. Buddha himself found enlightenment after withdrawing from the distractions of the world and meditating under the Bodhi tree. Chosen ones, too, can use their moments of solitude to access this profound wisdom, learning to live with peace, compassion, and a deep sense of purpose. Ultimately, the spiritual connection cultivated in solitude becomes a lifelong anchor for chosen ones. It's the foundation of their strength, the source of their clarity, and the wellspring of their joy. Through this connection, they realize that their journey, though often marked by solitude, is anything but lonely. They are guided, supported, and deeply loved by the divine, preparing them for the incredible work they're meant to do in the world. Now that you've learned about the profound purpose behind your solitude, I invite you to reflect on how this knowledge can transform your life. What if you started embracing your moments of aloneness as opportunities for growth? How could this shift in perspective help you heal old wounds, elevate your energy, and attract the abundance and prosperity you deserve? The truth is, your journey isn't just about surviving isolation, it's about thriving through it. Solitude is your divine preparation, a sacred space where you reconnect with your true self and your higher calling. As you embrace this process, you'll not only uncover deeper meaning in your life, but also build stronger, more fulfilling connections with others. I challenge you to take one step today, embrace the quiet, listen to your inner voice, and allow yourself to fully experience the wisdom that solitude has to offer. As you do, remember that the loneliness you might feel is only temporary, and on the other side, here is a life rich with spiritual growth and limitless possibility. So, are you ready to embrace the gift of solitude and unlock your true potential? Let me know in the comments how this journey has resonated with you, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to continue exploring this path of growth and transformation. Activate notifications so you never miss a step on your spiritual journey.